Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Explode Your Expert Business Show. And today I'm here with the one and only Sue Ritchie. How are you doing, Sue?
I'm really good, thank you, Simone.
That's a brilliant. It's great to have you here. So, GTeX Member of the Month of September 2020. Now, one of the reasons why you got this award is because the amount of results that you got in particular, just by putting yourself out there. With the LinkedIn, the inquiries that you got to speak at networking events, to be co-authors in books and articles. So we're going to look into a bit more into that. But for people that don't know about you, can you give us a bit overview about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, well, I'm Sue Ritchie, and I'm the fertility coach. And what I do is I help business women who are struggling to conceive to really optimize all of the areas that underpin fertility so that they can increase their potential for conception and go on and create their bundle of joy.
That's brilliant. I know a lot of couples actually that been trying to conceive for years, for many years, and I've understood like a bit more like the struggles that they happen and how much is affecting your life. Why did you get into this field and not something else?
There's a number of threads that sort of brought me to this scenario, but I suppose the key one is I've always loved children, even when I was a child. Um, Things happened, if you like. My parents, there were scenarios in my childhood where I was like criticized for things that I said, or was being called stupid and things like that. That has made me really want to help people who are going into parenthood to become conscious parents, so that we don't pass on this stuff to the next generation, because it really held me back in my life. And I'd love to see a world where we have healthy children who really have self-love, and they know that deep inside themselves that they can achieve whatever they want to achieve.
This is so beautiful. For me, I have a big passion for working with young people. That's how I started actually the business and working in schools. And you're right. The early years of development and what the parents say to their children and the way children are brought up, it really can make or break their lives.
Absolutely. It's huge. And I think that, it's a strange thing, but with parenting, it's the biggest job we probably ever do in life, and yet we never get any training in it.
It's so crazy. I mean, is there even a training for parents?
I don't think,
Or
I
is
don't think there is.
it?
I really don't think it is. It's like almost like, everybody starts off and, and we all, me included, we all do our best. But equally, we also have our own emotional issues and traumas and things that we've experienced, if you like. And, inevitably we pass that on by our behaviors, and children learn more from behavior than they do from what comes out of our mouths.
That's so true. When was the moment that you said, this is what I want to do and now I want to start a business around it?
It was probably sort of back in December, really. And I've been involved in working with people on their health. I specialize very much in gut health, and gut health is a key factor that underpins all of our health, but also it's a key factor in fertility as well. And there's lots of things in today's lifestyle, stress. We're so busy all the time, and also things around in our environment and products we put on our bodies, and all of these things all have an impact on fertility. And in the sort of medical world, if you like, they concentrate very much on just the physical, whereas I'm looking at all of the things that can have an impact on also on your mindset is one too. And that's
they're all connected. They're all connected at the end of the day. In fact, I remember when we met actually, you were in fact witnessed the transition of your business, because when we met, you were working mainly as a gut health expert, and then you added this new side of the business. So you joined GTeX a few years ago. What made you join GTeX? Like, why did you join?
I think I joined. Obviously, I think I came to the 3-day Explode Your Business event, which I found absolutely brilliant. It was the structure of it and the whole process of thinking everything through about the whole business and the target audience, and and creating that sort of strategy and focus was brilliant. And I think the other thing is when you work solely or pretty much on your own, it can be a very lonely place. And there are those times when it's just nice to be in a community with other like-minded people, but also to be able to get, sometimes you could be sitting, I could be sitting here and it's like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? What? And it's like, actually, I've got somebody I can ask who could solve it for me in a few minutes, if you like, rather than just maybe sitting here for hours trying to work it out for myself.
It makes such a difference. And the reason why I started GTeX is because I had the same experience. I started my business doing everything on my own and just getting sucked into the YouTube video tutorial wormhole instead of just asking another human being, hey, what can I do here, and so on. So what was the biggest thing that GTeX did for you?
Sorry, I missed that.
What was the biggest thing that GTeX did for you?
I think it's really actually about enabling me to really sort of think very clearly about all of the elements of, my business, what I liked, what I didn't like, what was working well, what was going well, and really to tap in. I think it was really actually sort of tapping into what my mission was. And up until December, I don't think I had a real clarity on what my mission was. And I remember doing an exercise, I think, when we did a sort of planning for the following year.
Yeah.
And it was part of that, and talking to a couple of other people, around me, that's made me suddenly sort of really go, it has to be something to do with children, because that love, if you like, is so deep inside me that I really want to make a difference, and make a difference, and bring children into this world living a much better life.
How was the process for you of then rebranding and changing? Because from my experience, and I don't know if that was the same for you, but sometimes there are resistances on, but am I letting go of this part? Or now I have to change everything I'm doing. I've got all these resources. I know you wrote a book, like all these things around gut health that you had, and just thinking about adding this different side of the business, which incorporates gut health, but is in a different light, is a different brand, is a different product, is a different service, is a different audience. So how did you feel about that transition? Was it difficult? Was it easy?
No, actually, it was very easy, because it's what's happened is I've actually brought together all of my experience, my knowledge, my skill sets into this new area, if you like. So everything that a lot of the things that I'm doing, I have been doing before, I've been doing for quite a number of years, including the coaching and everything. But it's just literally brought everything into this perfect scenario, and it's just all gelled together, well, pretty easily, really.
What would you say to someone that is right now where you were in December, knowing that there was something different to be done, there was something that could be even more aligned with things that you wanted to do, but still they are not making that transition, or maybe they don't know even how to make the transition? What would be your best piece of advice for them?
I think first thing is just to feel actually okay with where you are, because now, or the right time, is always the right time, and it's okay. But I think also the other thing is to, if you're not feeling that everything, you know, everything in your business is really aligned, is to really, for me, it was to really go back in thinking about what are the things that really matter to me, what do I love, what do I care about, and it was really sort of tapping into those. And I suppose, you know, it comes back to what's your why? Why do you want to do what you want to do at the end of the day? And I think as soon as you sort of get that, then it becomes fairly simple, and things start to flow.
You know, it sounds quite straightforward. Find something that you love, you know, find your why. So why so many people then don't do that or don't take that step once even they realize what it is?
I think there's I think there's a lot of I probably struggle with this as well before, is that we're always thinking about what we should, we must, we have to do, and it's often, or more often than not, based on what other people think or what other people might think if you did this. And we pay too much attention to what other people around us might think or say to what we want to do, and we really have to let go of that, because it doesn't, you know, whatever you want to do is the right thing to do for you.
How is your life different now, or your business different now that that you have made the transition, that you said, no, you know what, this is my why, this is really what I want to do, so I'm not gonna totally let go of what I've done before, I'm going to integrate it with a new thing, but this is where I'm committed to this decision. How is your life and your business now that you've made that decision?
It's it's a lot more relaxed, and I think you know, things seem to flow much better, more easily. I'm not going to say that there aren't times that I do get stuck, but then, you know, that's the great thing about people in, you know, GTeX. You're there. Other people in GTeX are there to reach out to you know, get support from and ask questions and things like that. But it just feels, I don't know, so lighter. It's just the right thing. And I think what I've noticed is that I'm attracting opportunities to me rather than going out and always chasing them. So since I've really started to really share what I'm doing and putting it out there, I'm having people actually come to me and asking me to contribute to things, to speak at events, and different things like that, and writing in magazines too.
It is, I can relate with this, even in a lot of changes that I've made with GTeX. Now, the profile builder now is one of our main programs that we run. And before, we didn't have the profile builder. But since I started putting myself out there and say, this is what I'm going to talk about now, I actually get way more opportunities talking about building your profile and so on than launching products, which is what we have been known for in GTeX for the past 5 years. And it was really fascinating knowing that inside myself, I felt it was the right decision. I knew it was the right decision. But then we had a lot of people within GTeX, our team members, that were very skeptical about, let's know, we are really strong with this, let's stick with this. I said, no, we got to change right now. This is, and it was tough. It was tough making a decision, but I said, no, this is where my heart is, so I'm going to do it. And it was one of these moments where it actually was the right decision, and things started flowing much more. So I think a great message from this conversation is when you find the things that you want to be known for, and the things that you're really passionate about, the things that you really want to talk about, develop a strategy around it, get a community, the support that you need to build that side of the business, but always be true to yourself and to the people that you want to serve. And then with the right business strategy and the right support, and things will happen. So, and thank you, Sue, for sharing your message. I would love to ask you last question. Is there something that we have not talked about in this interview that will be really important for our listeners or viewers to know right now?
I don't know. Gosh, it's a big question.
a question, so maybe something that we have not talked about that could help them out.
I think that the thing that that I think that's important, and which changed my life actually, was when I started putting myself first. And going back 10 years ago, I never did that. I was in a corporate, well, no, I wasn't in a corporate, I was actually running my own marketing business, but I was working all the hours God sends, looking after everybody else, but I didn't look after me. And that actually led me to have my big health wake-up call, which I'm very, very grateful for, because it made me actually sit up and make some big, big decisions to make big changes in my life. And that was really the start of, my journey, if you like, of personal growth and development, and getting to where I am today. And so many people, and I think women particularly, think that putting yourself first is selfish, but you really can't help other people unless you actually take care of yourself and show up as the best version of yourself.
Yeah, that's such a powerful message. Such a powerful message, because at the end of the day, if you're putting yourself last, then also what you love and what you believe in will come last. And if you have a mission, if you have a sense of purpose, and you want to make an impact in the world or change people's life, then the person who is doing that is you. So you got to put yourself first so that you can help others as well.
Exactly. That old saying, the old saying of putting on the oxygen mask first, is absolutely true.
So if someone wants to reach out to you, Sue, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Well, they can email me, which is Sue at Sue-Ritchie, and it's RITCHIE.com. Or they can go to my website, which again is Sue-Ritchie.com.
All right, that's brilliant. So make sure with the links will be in the show notes. So if you're listening to the podcast, and if you're watching live right now, we're gonna put the link, the details as well here in the comments. So have a look for that about that in a moment. Now it's time for the very last question, Sue, which is the way we wrap up these shows, which are part of the Because of GTeX series. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to complete the sentence because of GTeX. And I want you to share something that comes from your heart that GTeX did for you. So I'm going to start now. So you can start the sentence because of GTeX and then complete it. Sue, over to you.
Because of GTeX, I've certainly moved forward, not only in my business, but also in my life. But I would actually say it's really helped sort of boost my confidence to really become more visible in the world, so that I can actually help more and more people. And that's great.
I appreciate it. So thank you very much. And congratulations again for being our GTeX member of the month in September 2020. You did an incredible job. This is to honor your commitment to your purpose, your commitment to your cause, your commitment to overcome those moments where it's not just roses and flowers, where you have these moments where, you just wanted to bury your head under the sand and say, no, I'm not existing today, because we all have those. But this is your commitment is what made this happen. So congratulations again. Well done. We're all rooting for you, because the work that you're doing in the world is changing families and is changing future generations. So what's better than that? So thank you again for the work that you do.
Thank you very much, Simone. It's been great.
My pleasure. And if you're listening and you want to be part for the GTeX community, there is a link in the show notes where you can book a call. We can see how we can work together. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of the day. And always remember that together we grow exponentially. Ciao.